So what we have here is a post in the middle of my yard that, well, I don't know why it's here. There's definitely a lot of concrete holding it into the ground, and I want to get it out while I have this dumpster you can't really see, which I use for a lot of waste from a siding project. Trouble is that it's cut off just about at grade, which was courtesy of some guys I hired way back when, before I had the tools to take on this kind of thing. So yesterday I dug down a little bit, and first I thought I might get lucky. Maybe it wasn't in concrete, but certainly is. And I was using my concrete breaker trying to get this thing free, but after about 2 buckets of concrete coming out of the ground, the sun was going down, and I figured I would try again the next day, being today. So just because I want to give this a shot and maybe somebody out there will find it useful, I'm going to try to get clever and attach a scrap piece of pressure treated to the side of this thing with some big structural screws. I happen to have some 4-inchers left over from a different project. Hopefully they'll hold when we try to use the jack to lift this thing up, and hopefully the 2x4 won't break. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, let's give it a try. I'll start the screw out. I don't mean to assume you know how these jacks work, but you do need to wrap your chain around something pretty solid. Normally it would be a fence post, you know, that's like 6 feet tall or whatever. Hopefully this is adequate. Because I've already got a hole here and the jack needs something pretty solid to sit on, I have some scrap deck boards that I'm going to use to try to rest it on. We'll see how that goes. Let's give it a shot. Wrap it around 2 times is good, I think. Okay. Pass it through once. hopefully that'll be good for the jack. Okay, so something I want to point out, or what I'm hoping will turn out to be a benefit of this kind of setup, is that this, while being anchored to the post, should also give the jack something to kind of lean against. Seems like that's usually what it wants to do. I think I have to give the chain more slack though, because the hook was kind of just about resting on the part of the jack that lifts up, and I think that was bad for the way it was hooking together, so bear with me. Oh, we have movement. Nice. A little lean goes a long way. So I got kind of greedy. Maybe a lean wasn't the right idea. Sometimes that helps, using your body weight can help get your post out. The concept worked. This held on there, didn't break, and I think now I can just kind of pull the post out. Yeah. Okay. But the rest of the concrete is still down there. Fortunately now when I go back and use the breaker, I should have an easier time taking it up, because whenever you're doing this kind of thing, even though your pieces might be broken apart, they can still be kind of wedged in the soil. So I guess let's make it a long form video and I'll use the concrete breaker for you. This was maybe a $100 Amazon purchase. Brand is called Extreme Power US. I don't believe it's made in the US, but really pretty good. It's definitely helped me with a lot of random yard concrete, which if you have an old house, you know what I'm talking about. Down the hole. Just realizing you can't really see what I'm doing. So May or may not be able to adjust this in the way that I want. Not quite. Bring it down even more. Yeah, I wish it did that. Prop it up, maybe. All right, how about that? There. Still something big. Saw it move. I take out this post hole digging bar is what the label says. See if I can kind of a slightly better idea of where to go with the jackhammer now. Shoveling out dirt when there's all this concrete right here, that's not easy. Which is why I'm not doing that. I guess I could get my small handheld kind of gardening shovel, but I think I'm getting close to the end. I mean, I think a lot of people would just leave this maybe even just continue doing what the guys did for me and cut the post lower, but just want to get to the bottom of things, you know? Done on this side, are we? Might not be. I was being lazy, but this is a good step. Clean it up. There is more on this side. I wonder what this was. For like a hammock? Maybe? I don't think it was a clothesline. I actually found some of those and took them out separately. So, I don't know. I mean, I hope it was something like a hammock for all the concrete they used. Nice. It's not gonna be fun emptying that bucket over the edge of the dumpster, that's what. Connected, and there's still this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the bar. Very nice. Excellent. I think that was the bottom on this side. I'm gonna resist the urge to be fanatic. Ooh. And get small pieces out. You know, plenty of, I think, natural rocks that size in the yard anyway. Look at that. Man, we're still getting stuff. Where's my little friend? Okay, getting down some red stuff. By that I mean the reddish soil, very tough stuff. Okay. I say they went 2 feet down and used, seems like a good, like, at least 3 bags of concrete. Well, maybe like 2 80-pound bags or 3 50-pound bags or something. Yep. It's gonna remain a mystery as to what this was, but I got some dirt I dug up from this very hole and 2 Home Depot buckets from some fence post work I was doing. So let's fill it back up. Might readjust the camera too. All right, there we go. Oh. Nice and centered for you. And if you're filling holes like this, you might already know, tamp it every couple inches of dirt, otherwise it'll sink on you. And I mean, I'm gonna be having to do other kinds of yard work around here anyway, but just, you know, so I don't create a trip hazard for myself. Just using the butt end of this thing. I guess you can't really see what I'm doing, but when I get to the top, you will, and it will all come together. Not that there's much grass to mow in this area. I've kind of ruined it with piles of stuff for various dumpsters. But I do still give the area a light pass with my mower. Take down some few strands of grass that are tall, and I'll forget that there was a little post sticking out of the ground, and my blade will hit it. And I don't like that. Especially since I just replaced the blade. Might as well keep that thing as sharp as possible by avoiding random bits of wood sticking out of the ground. Okay, time for some extra dirt. Okay. That's getting to be a lot of surface area, so time for the homemade tamper. 2 pieces of 2x6, some 2x4. It gets the job done. Let's see. Yeah, holds me. Okay. It's this is rock. That's dirt. That's rock. No, that's just very hard dirt. I guess it's okay if some of that hard dirt is at the top. I don't really know. I don't think it's all like that. This must have been from the bottom of a fence post that I was trying to fix, as opposed to the top. Rock. That's just soil. There's some tough red soil. Probably got a real name. Okay, well, I'm gonna smack this down, maybe grab some topsoil, probably put grass seed on this whole area. But we started with the fence post jacking up experiment. Got some bonus jackhammering. A lot of jacking going on here.